What up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Four Thumbs Down, the Valentine's Day edition. I'm Daniel Goldberg.
I am Hadley, Sheffield, and for all you lovebirds out there, and all y'all lonely people too, who are probably more likely to be listening to this, we are bringing you two love stories.
Yes, love stories like you've never seen before.
And it would be better if you hadn't seen them before.
I would not suggest either of these movies for your date night.
Oh, I'm sorry, any other kind of night.
But, you know, we had to watch them so that you don't have to. Our first movie is SPF-18.
Ooh. Now this movie, I know we just said that Open House was the worst movie we've ever seen. But SPF-18 somehow has eclipsed that.
It has. So, here's the thing. You might wonder how we settled on a movie like SPF-18. Well, we'll tell you. So, Hadley and I wanted to find a rom-com that had a really, really low score. Now, a lot of the audience for rom-coms, they're very sentimental about watching rom-coms, and they love them. Even if they're shitty, they love them. So they get really great ratings. So we knew that once we found the right rom-com, it would be a level of shitty that was just too shitty for anyone to accept.
Oh, and our suspicions were true.
Very much so.
The whole point, well, I hate to say point because this movie really didn't have one, but the whole premise behind this movie, for what it was worth, was a group of kids. They just graduated high school, so they're going to take a summer trip. Now, it's just a bunch of the typical cool high school kid characters, and somehow one of them has a connection with Keanu Reeves. I actually missed that part, how it was, but shit happens. So they got a connection with Keanu Reeves and get to take a vacation to Keanu Reeves' beach house. Now, of course, there is a couple in the group. And, of course, a dreamy musician from Nashville comes in, and one of the characters falls in love with him.
Yes, this character drives all the way from Nashville, Tennessee to come to Malibu and sleep on the beach in a tent. We are introduced to this character because he's bathing naked in the ocean.
We actually see his ass before his face.
Yes, we do. We do. Which, Hadley, what did you think of his ass?
It was a nice ass, I will say.
Yeah? You wouldn't give his ass 4 thumbs down then?
Definitely not.
All right. Solid.
I would give it 2 cheeks up.
So, this guy drives all the way from Tennessee. He's there. He's baptizing himself in the ocean, by the way, which is just all kinds of weird.
You mean bathing?
No. Hadley, you must have missed this.
I must have.
You must have missed this because he talked to the main character's cousin.
Oh, that's right.
And he says that she was like, "Why were you in the ocean naked?" He's like, "I just wanted a fresh start, and I was kind of giving myself a new baptism."
That's right.
Yeah, it was.
Well, thanks. Now I remember more of that.
Yes, I'm sorry. Okay, so here's one of the things. So I did some digging on this film.
Okay.
The guy who directed it, I can tell you. I'll tell you his name after we get back from the break. After you guys listen to the highlights, but I'll just give you the summary now. This guy wanted to make a teen movie that paid homage to the 80s teen films, right? And this is evident because Goldie Hawn is the narrator throughout the entire film, which, by the way, Goldie Hawn is not in the film at all. She's just the narrator.
Of course. And, honestly, the whole concept of narrators through whole films drives me nuts.
Absolutely. Well, yeah. That's a whole nother subject.
We've got a lot to say.
Yes, let me finish here because we also have Molly Ringwald is the mother in this film. So you cannot get more 80s than Goldie Hawn and Molly Ringwald in the same film. And then you throw in Keanu Reeves and it's like...
And the 80s soundtrack.
And the soundtrack. Oh my gosh, the soundtrack and the clothes that they were wearing. It was like
Just
totally
everything.
80s prep style.
Everything.
We complain about that throughout the whole movie. You'll hear it here in just a second
Oh,
when we
lots.
show you the quote-unquote highlights.
That's true. Well, I hope y'all can get some chuckles at our pain, so away we go.
SPF-18, here we come.
What I just don't get is how this is like, seems so set in the 80s.
Yeah.
Like in every single aspect aside from the smartphones and laptops, this is 80s. 80s soundtrack, 80s style, the Thelma and Louise. It's probably the most entertaining part yet. And it sucks.
Yeah, I would
Oh my God, is he
drive away too.
Is he about to angstily ride away on a motorcycle?
Yeah, because she's playing his saxophone. So he might go die or something.
Wait, so he's just leaving his saxophone?
He might die. He's about to ride a motorcycle.
Well, I mean, he already did.
Oh, damn it. Oh, he's gonna get on the water. Maybe he dies. Maybe he dies. I think he dies.
Dude, we already made our bets.
No, we didn't. We didn't make a bet.
Yeah, we made a bet that there weren't going to be any deaths.
Ah, damn it.
I mean, dude, pretty much anything would make this movie more interesting. Because I don't know if it could get less interesting. What is that? Number one
dad trophy. And it looks like it has like a fucking lot of cocaine on it. Like, why is it white powder on top of it? Did you see that?
It was dust.
That was not dust.
It was supposed to be dust.
I know it was supposed to be dust, but it did not look like dust.
That's not his girlfriend. That's the dude, the naked dude on the beach. Remember? Or is that the naked dude on the beach?
That's the naked dude on the beach.
Yeah.
You're not planning on sleeping out here again, are you?
She hasn't banged him yet, but she's clearly going to.
She's clearly going to.
Did Johnny never come home? No. He never answered any of my calls.
And she seems so unfazed by that.
Right?
Like, he never came home last night.
And they're staying there because of it's
That's Keanu Reeves' place, right?
right. I think so. And it's his.
But he's affiliated.
He's the
with
one who got the house.
Yeah, and
What?
he just doesn't show back up, and it was like, oh, okay.
Weird.
Like she was wearing a sundress before, and now this is whatever the fuck that is. Oh, I love the afro though.
Thanks. I put my heart into each and every one of them.
Wow. I put my heart into each and every one of them.
Oh my God, is there gonna be a school shooting?
No, not like a gun.
Oh, the airbrush gun.
Oh.
That is just not how lucid dreaming works. That actually kind of pisses me off that they're doing it.
Everything about this movie pisses me off. Movies are always stupid about shit like that, but this is just a new level of stupid.
Lucid dreaming is just a dream that you can consciously control.
Right.
Not
Exactly.
like... I don't know what
it's
they're
not
doing.
like a whole nother whatever the fuck this is.
No.
Wow.
I say...
That was a really douchey thing to say.
What did he say?
It's really hard to take you seriously. You're not that kind of person.
Oh, wow. Yeah, you are an idiot. And a douche.
Stupid movie.
Oh my God, dude.
I hate this. It's so painful.
This really is. We're not the same person.
No shit.
Oh.
15 minutes, baby.
Ah.
Woo-hoo!
Do they really think it's that simple? Like, oh, I'm going to have my mom pretend to be Dolly Parton. And then that'll...
And yeah, now I'm out of this deal and we're good. And they make it always seem so easy that being like a musician or having a big contract or, you know, just writing a song or producing it. I hate that shit.
Yeah, it's just like, hey, how can we, condense 5 years worth of work into a month-long period for a movie?
I mean, right? Like, golly, they make it seem so cheap. And this is why so many of these kids are using auto-tune and they're getting out here before they're really ready to perform. And then they sound like garbage out in front of people, so they get made to look like clowns, and then their careers die in no time flat. You notice there's been so many artists that just come and go nowadays at a faster rate than it's ever been before.
Uh-huh.
Every fairy tale must come to an end.
please God, come to an end.
Yes.
You have to clean up the castle.
Oh my gosh.
No, dude, don't
Can
turn
we
it off
call it
yet.
over?
No, we gotta see it to the
Please.
end. No, dude.
They're on the last.
We have to. We have to. This is what we do, man. This is what we do for the people. This is what we do for the people.
Why have we done this? Why did we do this?
It's out of love to everyone else, dude. Remember, it's so they don't have to.
Keanu Reeves, what happened to my disco ball?
It's over! It's over!
Thank God.
Look, the end! They made the end out of sunscreen, but it's over.
God, it's over.
It's over.
Why did Keanu Reeves come in there?
It
No,
was his
Keanu.
house. It was his house.
But no, Keanu. Don't have any. Why'd you associate with this terrible movie?
There are just so many things wrong with that movie.
So many things. It's probably one of the most convoluted things. I mean, and like we said, definitely beating Open House. So as we let you guys listen to these clips, I looked up the director. The director is Alex Israel. And I'm sorry, Alex Israel. Like, I don't mean to be rude, but at the same time, I kind of do. You look like a major douche. You really do.
Absolutely.
And your movie kind of further expresses your douchism.
Yeah, there's just no way a cool person wrote that movie.
Yeah, very surface, very basic. Obviously, somebody who likes to talk about banging a lot. So as we were doing some research, I stumbled across a few Twitter posts that were pretty funny.
Let's hear them.
We have Jenna on Twitter. She says, I have so many questions about SPF-18. Why is it called SPF-18? Who is this disembodied narrator? Info dumping all over the place. Did Keanu Reeves agree to be associated with this movie, or did he think he was just taking a photo with a random fan and it has actually a picture of him with Noah Centineo? So then we have Quinn C. She says, so I just watched the movie SPF-18 on Netflix, and this shit had me getting irritated this whole time. Like, at first I was pissed at the girl for flirting with a different boy while on a trip with her boyfriend because he was being distant. But then her cousin and boyfriend starts flirting, and she even kisses him? What the fuck? Which is accurate. Like, everybody in this movie ends up having some sort of love interest, and it's not built up at all.
Oh, it just seems like it's, based off a bunch of hormonal, mercurial teenagers, which, oh, wait. That's pretty much the exact point.
Right, exactly. So since then, Noah Centineo, who actually starred in this film, has actually gone on to do some pretty decent films on Netflix.
Huh.
He was in... Let's see, what was it? Sorry, there was a list here I just had. Anyways, you guys know. He's on Netflix. He's been actually sort of becoming a pretty big star. He's been on Jimmy Kimmel and all kinds of things like that. This is definitely one I think he'll want to forget about for the rest of his life.
Everybody's got movies like that.
I just can't, again, can I just say how shocked I am that Goldie Hawn agreed to do this? I mean, that we had Molly Ringwald, Pamela Anderson, Keanu Reeves.
That's true. Pamela Anderson did make a couple random appearances.
Like, I just don't understand. Like, how did that happen? I mean, I guess Alex Israel must be connected somehow.
Maybe he had to call, he had to have blackmailed them into this.
I do believe, from what I read, that he actually started his life as sort of a visual artist. So now he's trying to make movies.
Well, maybe he should stop, the script part of it.
Yeah. Well, and some of his visuals, I mean, because I imagine that whole dream sequence that we ripped apart.
That's true.
Was his art. And if that's the case, whew.
Yes, there is a sequence where there's a lucid dream, so they say, and it is absolutely...
They just saw it. I mean, they just listened to it.
That's true. Well, the lucid dream scene, where if any of y'all aren't familiar with lucid dreaming, it is being basically lucid in a dream. You're in a dream, but you're aware of everything. Now, how they portrayed it is like the mushroom scene from Tenacious D, which is just so all sorts of wrong. So, yeah, Alex, buddy, okay. I think if you keep trying to make movies like this, you need to have a stack of resumes just because I really do think it'd be in your best interest to start applying to other jobs.
Absolutely. All right. Well, let's put that one to bed and
Please.
forget about it forever.
Absolutely.
Our next movie is called The Lovers.
Oh, The Lovers. What a wonderfully non-generic title.
$27 million budget film.
Now that is incredible. Now, I will say, because clearly the budget went towards the location scouting. The location scouting, this movie, with the exception of some studio scenes that were shot in England, it was mostly shot in India and Australia. And I must say, it is some of the most beautiful scenery I've seen. It's like Lord of the Rings tier scenery in the movie. But it's just such garbage that it just could not make up for any scenery.
Yeah, it starred Josh Hartnett too, which is probably where a lot of the budget went. And the other thing that's really funny is originally I read some more on the Wikipedia and stuff, and did some more research. And the guy who wrote this film, I believe it's Jaffe or something like that. This was his first film, and he originally approached Hilary Swank about it and talked to her, and she kind of encouraged him to follow his dream and sort of gave him one of those generic keep working,
Right.
And so he got the money in 2010 to actually make the film. They made it. They stopped production in 2012 because basically he had run out of money. Then they reapproached another company, and I think they started back in 2013 and then ended and released it in 2015. So this movie, it had several chances to die, and it should have stayed dead.
Oh, if only. It would have, society as a whole would have probably made a lot more progress in the world if this movie had never been made.
Yeah, I mean, it really looked like almost like a 1940s movie.
Oh, no. Dude, those are much higher quality.
Yes, absolutely. But it just had that sort of like cheesy, whitewashed feel.
It almost kind of felt like a Wishbone episode.
Yes. But Wishbone was awesome.
Oh, absolutely.
Because at least it was a beagle doing all these things, not a very high-paid actor.
It was, very cute little beagle and Trojan Warrior outfit and stuff. Anyway, Wishbone is
Josh
far
Hartnett's
too quality.
eyes couldn't save this film.
Close, but no.
Well, I think we've talked it up enough. What do you think?
Well, we haven't actually talked at all about what the movie is.
Well, it's because who really cares, right?
So
I guess we should.
Okay, so quick summary of it. So there are these marine biologists, a husband and wife, and husband and wife, and they find this sunken treasure chest with these enchanted ring things. So while hubby is down there trying to get it, he he free dives down there and ends up.
No.
Yes, he free dives down there to save his wife.
Right, because his wife dives down there to get the ring.
Yes, he was down there before. Anyway, so he free dives down there and ends up almost drowning, goes into a coma, and when he awakens from the coma, he is in 1700s India.
Yeah, something like that. I mean, I wouldn't even say he woke up, because this is the thing that was really frustrating, and I mentioned this in the clips, is that he has this coma, he goes under this coma, and immediately just shows up as a totally different character in the 1700s. There's no acknowledgement of the fact that he is playing this other character in this other timeline. He just sort of becomes it and is okay with it. And I thought that was kind of like, it was really stupid, because they could have made it more interesting if there was at least a period of him sort of adjusting to the fact that he was in the 1700s now. That's kind of what makes time travel movies fun, is you put it into a modern spin. You know, it makes it fun.
Yeah, it's like they just jumped between two entirely different stories.
Right. You didn't really feel like he was in a coma. It just felt like it was, a different story.
Yeah, and then, of course, at the end, he does wake up from the coma at the last second after they are turning off his life support and everything. And
they're about to.
I wish the script's life support had been taken off.
So they also try to, sort of incorporate the fact that it's a period piece. So they have, they're talking about British diplomacy and how they were trying to take over India.
And the lovers wanted to run off to Massachusetts.
Right. And and so he was escorting a princess from one of the villages or cities or towns or whatever you want to call it. He was escorting this princess. She's pregnant. They want to cut the baby out. They want to make it a big thing. And then they fall in love. There's so much that they tried to have going on in this movie. It really felt like they should have picked one path and stuck with it.
Or at least found some sort of parallels.
And it's just, you have no...
Daniel is at such a loss for words that I think we just need to roll into the clips.
I really am. Listen.
Enjoy. You won't. We didn't. Wow, this is just...
What is going on here?
I don't know. I don't know what the absolute fuck is happening. Oh yeah, the dude said that this movie stinks more than an oyster's fart. Protect the queen. Oh man, she got shot in the titty arrow.
He's gonna cut his head off.
Oh, they killed the old dude, and he's not bleeding. Oh, they had to show him pee himself. Was that really necessary?
No, it wasn't.
Oh man. Dude, I don't think we can even do deathbeds for this one. Is everybody gonna die?
I'm just saying, would you have a jaguar at the foot of your bed on a chain?
I wouldn't.
And would you just sleep there comfortably at night?
I wouldn't, especially not in India. Maybe
Why
I
not
would,
in India?
because I might have a jaguar in South America, since that's where they're from.
I don't know what it was. It was a jungle cat of some sort.
True. Actually, it was a castle cat.
Oh, he thinks I think he thinks he's a lion. Maybe it was a lioness.
Oh, maybe. I'm allergic to cats, but I'd be allergic to, tigers and lions and jaguars.
You wanted to say bears so bad.
I really did. I mean, there's a lot of making fun of it to do. I'm just looking up jungle cats.
Ah!
Why'd you do that? Should I make some noise every time I say something funny that we need to remember for sure?
You could clap.
What if I just went like...
Okay, you can stop now. You can please don't.
His name is Joost. 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 But I guess this is just goes to show you can't polish a turd.
Today, I'm seasick. When got even on the sea?
Well, that'd just be motion sickness, jackass. Oh man, he bloody.
Cut a baby out of her stomach.
You think I'll circumcise it?
What? But when he woke up in India, he just woke up from a nap all of a sudden and was just like, oh, I know who I am, and just and completely accepted this other life.
Okay, so something more important to acknowledge, they just showed camels. No, that's just more entertaining and more important than anything else about this movie, so. My hump, my lovely camel hump.
Look at this cool camel. Wow, her costume is really nice. Don't pay attention to the fact that this story is totally terrible.
Daniel, watch it. You gotta watch it.
It's so cheesy and stupid.
Now, here's the real question, though. Has it reached oyster farce level of stingage yet?
I don't think so.
Not quite.
I think the oyster just ate some chili and it's coming.
Yeah.
It's coming soon.
It's on its way to Taco Bell.
We would rather talk about farts and shit than this movie. Pulled out a pistol and I knew right then and there.
I looked into his eyes as his gun pointed towards my face, and I knew it with love. I don't understand. Oh, Jesus. Such entangling is our universe woven? That doesn't make any fucking sense. It's over! It's over! And those were our feelings. As always, there was frustration and anger and just self-loathing at the fact that we watched those movies.
Absolutely. All right, let's just do a quick summary here and move on with our lives because I have to get these movies out of my brain.
Absolutely.
All right, so SPF-18, would you recommend it to a friend?
No.
Right, exactly. I have no answer to this question because no.
I honestly cannot think of any redeeming quality that movie has.
Yeah, no, it's not even a good teenager movie. I don't think teenagers would enjoy it.
It's true. We say this in our late 20s, but I used to be a teenager.
Right. We're not so far removed that we don't remember what a teenager sort of was like, being a teenager was like, you know.
But yeah, anyone of any age, no. And The Lovers. Daniel, what do you think of The Lovers? Would you recommend it to a friend?
I would not recommend it to a friend, but I do think that the film could have had a lot of potential. Obviously, the sets were gorgeous. I sort of don't mind the idea of, you know, the clash between Western civilization and the Indian culture. I thought that was, you know, something kind of unique. And I like the fact that they had a Bollywood star in the movie as well as, you know, Josh Hartnett. I thought that was a great idea. And it's kind of really sad that they missed the mark, honestly.
Basically, if you watched this movie on mute, it would probably be pretty nice.
Yeah. Play some music with it
Mm-hmm.
and just have it in the background. Honestly, yeah, that would be great. Like, I would play it at a party on mute.
Basically, be like watching Planet Earth.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty. And I mean, it's so weird, too, that it could go with the music in, like, a strange way.
Definitely. Well, I hope everybody enjoyed this week. Please subscribe to our channel. We've also got a Facebook page, which is 4 Thumbs Down. And we've got 4thumbspodcast@gmail.com if you have any feedback, questions, or, of course, movie recommendations. Join us on our next podcast for a Nicolas Cage special. Now, in my opinion, and I assume yours too, Daniel, these movies both get
4 thumbs.